Alright, so we're going to solve a quadratic by factoring and then applying the zero product principle. It's kind of the first thing you learn in algebra. If you think back to your Algebra 1, Algebra 2 courses back in high school. Hopefully this is a review. If it's not, you might need to come see me, or you need to talk to me about it. Email me something, ask some more questions. So the first thing you do is you factor this. Now there's lots of methods for factoring, but what I key on are the two signs, the symbols. So you got a plus minus there. A plus minus tells me that this factors into a plus minus or a minus plus. Okay, and there's some different things we got to do there. This is a second example we'll do here in a second. So x squared breaks into x and x. And 15 breaks into either 15 and 1, I just kind of put those up top here, or 5 and 3. There's no other possibilities there. And we're looking for where, since this is a plus and a minus, we're looking for where it's going to be a 2 difference. Well, 15 and 1 gives you 16 if you add them, and 14 if you subtract them. 5 and 3 gives you 8 if you add them, 2 if you subtract them, so I'm guessing it's 5 and 2. So I'm going to throw them in there wrong to start with to show you how to check your work. So I'm going to put a 3 here and a 5 here. So that's just off that 15. And if you check those two, you check them by distributing. And you only need to distribute the inner 2 and the outer 2 to check your answer. So 3x, this is positive 3x, and this is negative 5x, which gives you a negative 2x. So, and we needed a positive 2x. So we knew we threw them in the wrong spot. So I'm going to take that out. And this is just the method I guess I was taught when I was a kid. So it's always the method I've used for factoring. So when it's just the opposite sign, you just know you have to flip them. And if you check it, you'd have 5x and negative 3x, which is a positive 2x. Now the zero product principle that goes along with this is now, since these are equal to 0, here, you can see this equal to 0 part, either this has to be 0 or this has to be 0. And so those are your two solutions. So you just set those equal to 0. So x plus 5 equals 0 and x minus 3 equals 0. And you solve both of those, which, you know, here you'd subtract 5 over, and x equals negative 5. And over here, x would equal positive 3. And so there are your two solutions for that one. And you can check that to see if they're right. So if you take negative 5, plug it in. Let's do it with 3. I'm not going to do it with both of them, but you should do it with both of them, but I want to save some time. 3 squared minus, or plus 2 times 3 minus 15. Well, 3 squared is 9, plus 6 minus 15 gives you 0. 15 minus 15, 0. So we know it works. And if you tried negative 5, it would also work. But it's a good idea if you're a little unsure of your solutions to go check those. Okay, 2x minus 5x equals 12. The first step is we need to set this equal to 0 so we can factor it and put it in descending order. So I'm going to subtract the 12. We need a different color. I'm going to subtract the 12 over to the left side of the equation from both sides. So you'd have 2x squared minus 5x minus 12 equals 0. Then a minus minus is a minus plus. And at the end of the video, I'll give you kind of the diagram for figuring out what the signs are. And we're still equal to 0. Sorry, I'm kind of scrunching that. So it's a minus plus, or it could be a plus minus, depending on how you pick things. In the front here, that's what goes in this front part. So I'll change colors again. So 2x squared, help if my markers are in the right spot. 2x squared, it breaks into 2x and 1x, or 2x and x. And that's the only possibility. And that's what we put in the front. So 2x and x. I'm just going to throw them in there anywhere. Who knows if it's going to be right. We're going to check it to see. Then 12 breaks into a lot of possibilities. It breaks into 6 and 2, 3 and 4, 12 and 1. And we want a possibility that's going to give us a negative 5x in the middle. So if you check it, this is our check, negative 5x. So what I'll do next here is go ahead and put in either the 3 and the 4, the 6 and the 2, or the 12 and the 1. And I don't know which one it's going to be. I have to check it. So I'm going to guess it's the 3 and the 4. And who knows if that's right. Sometimes I get lucky. Sometimes I don't. So if you check that, that'd be negative 3x, and that would be 8x positive. And I got kind of lucky and ended up with 5x positive, which just tells me my signs are wrong. It needs to be a negative 5x. So we check out here. So I'm going to change this to a positive and this to a negative. So my actual factored quadratic is 2x plus 3 and x minus 4 equals 0. Alright, so the next part of that is, had I not come up with a 5x, I would have had to go back and try the 6 and the 2 and the 12 and the 1. So you would have had to try all those and then rearrange them and things like that. So I got lucky, probably unfortunately in this case where it's an instructional video, because in your case you're not going to get that lucky all the time. But then what you do is you set those equal to 0. So 2x plus 3 equals 0, and x minus 4 equals 0. And again, we're using that zero product principle. So when you do that, either this is 0 or this is 0, because when you multiply anything by 0, you get 0. And then solve it. So you'd subtract 3 from both sides. 2x equals negative 3, or add the inverse of 3. And then divide by 2 from both sides, and so x is equal to negative 3 halves. So again, there's one of your solutions. You should plug that in and see if it works. Then x minus 4 equals 0, so x equals positive 4, because you'd add 4 to both sides, and 0 plus 4 is 4. And there's your other solution. So there's your two solutions, and that's the zero product principle in factoring quadratics. So hope this helps, and see you next time.